Welcome to me trying to explode you with my mind. Minecraft is a game that I think most of us have played before, or at least have watched someone else play, and throughout the times of people making videos on Minecraft, there's been a few characters that have been created by Minecraft creators in roleplays and other such. I decided to take it upon myself to redesign a few of those characters, cause I don't know man, I have nothing better to do. And remember, if you enjoy any of the designs I create in this video, feel free to comment down below which one's your favorite. Or tell me that you hate them all and you wish I would explode or something, I don't know, man. Starting off with Arg Guqqie, also known as Hera, and this is probably the easiest and the hardest redesign for me. It was easy because I draw Hera all the time. I know this character really well. I mean, when I made the game, this is what Guqqie had to say about my, interpretation.
I love her design. I love how you designed her. You designed her exactly how I imagine her.
So, I think I have a grasp of what the character looks like really well. But this does cause me to kind of fall into just drawing her, which isn't something I want to do. I want to try actually reimagining the character in some sort of way, and you know, she's a mad scientist, she's kind of going crazy, she's killing off versions of herself and her ex because she's kind of pissed about the fact that her ex killed her. And I mean, who wouldn't be, you know? But as you can see, at the start I kind of fell into almost just drawing her again, and I decided that I'm going to take this in the direction of completely opposite of what I think is currently being done, and that's like, you know, kind of more fantasy-esque, and I decided to just go cyberpunk. I don't know, I feel like this is something that, Guqqie wouldn't do, so therefore I was like, that'd be pretty cool. Because, if you don't know, Arg Guqqie is almost like a spin-off of Sea Guqqie, who is an alien, and I feel like alien who came to Earth, that's pretty high-tech, and I feel like if she needs to hop through universes and, you know, become efficient, I feel like becoming more high-tech could be the way to go. I don't know, like a more efficient way of dooming every version of you in the universe. But this is the sort of get up like a mad cyberpunk scientist. Now, I only gave myself roughly an hour for each one of these redesigns, so I didn't get to have too much cyberpunk stuff, and I also still wanted her to be somewhat recognizable, and I didn't get fully into the stride of things, so I feel like I didn't add enough cybernetic stuff, but I did add a little tulip to her little headphone piece, because if you don't know, pink tulips are a big thing in the Arg Guqqie thing. Actually, tulips in general are a big part of the universe, but I feel like pink tulips are, you know, the ones that are associated with her specifically. I gave her the lab coat, which I feel like is just kind of iconic. I cannot get rid of it, and I gave her really sharp nails. I really like the interpretation of actual Hera also having this sort of infection upon her from experimenting and all of that. I don't know, I really like drawing it and I really like adding it to the design, so I added it here. You can see me now struggling with the pants and the shoes. I was not having a fun time. I wanted to put her in heels because the sound of heels clanking is really kind of intimidating in a sort of way, so I feel like her walking down her laboratory or spaceship, I feel like that'd be very intimidating sound. You know what I mean? You know when you heard your teacher down the hallway walking in those heels, you're like, aw damn, aw damn. I feel like that's the type of vibe I want. If I had a second pass at this, I would probably give her some more cybernetic enhancements. Maybe give her cybernetic legs, or maybe give her a cyborg arm or something. Here you can see me trying to add a little secondary illustration. I ended up completely scratching this idea since it just wasn't working out. I don't know, I was not I was not being able to draw that day or some shit. If you don't know who Arg Guqqie in general is, they are a character made by the streamer and YouTuber Guqqie, who fucking guessed. It was made as a fun little thing after their Sea Guqqie finale, which, I don't know, Arg Guqqie is a really interesting character, and I don't know if I could sum her up fully, but I like her. She's a silly gal. She's a bit crazy. She's a bit wacky. Off her rocker, if you will. You might be seeing it in a second with the pink highlights. I know that like not Sea Guqqie, sorry. Arg Guqqie has pink highlights as sort of like an aging thing, but I wanted to give her something a little more different and something a little easier to draw, so I just gave her a little pink streak just to symbolize it. I think this version is still as wacky and crazy, but I think this one is a lot more like a uniform and a lot more like calculating about everything. If you've ever seen anything with Arg Guqqie, sometimes it feels like she's almost like running off of like impulse, you know, she's very like unpredictable. I feel like this version of her would be very like calculated and very much so like one step ahead of you and all of that. I don't know. Spitballing ideas here. I do wish I gave her more cyberpunk stuff. I don't know. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, I don't know if I strayed far enough for this to be a full redesign. But at the same time, I wanted her to be recognizable, so I don't know. Here's me adding that like sort of infection thing. I'm not exactly sure what it is, like canonically, but I just like to think that that's like just, you know, the experiments backfiring on her and slowly like taking her over or something. I don't know, I just think it's a fun little detail and I really like adding it, so I added it here too. With the colors, I know that current Arg Guqqie has a bit more purple, or pinkish purple, I guess. I stuck to just pink because, I don't know, I feel like pink is like her color, you know, pink tulips, yeah. I don't know, I thought about adding a bit of purple, but I went back on it and I was like, nah, pink is all we need. I will say that doing the lab coat in this sort of like cyberpunk lab coat was kind of fun. This is inspired by those like cyberpunk jackets, if you've ever seen those. Those are really fun. That's what it was inspired by. Again, if I could, I would add more like cybernetic stuff to her if I could. I do wish I added more. I almost considered putting her into almost like an Evangelion jumpsuit, but I was like, I feel like that's too hard. Also, the number you just saw me put on her jacket, 1070, that is how many people did the Arg Guqqie survey. I thought it would be a fun little detail to add the number of people who did the survey to the jacket. I don't know. I feel like scientists a lot of time, like, and shit, have a little number. I don't know, I like the number. I like the number, so I added it. This is my redesign, okay? God. Get off my dick. Here you can see me coloring the pants and the shoes. I gave her, like, Barbie heels. I don't know. I thought they were fun. I kind of liked this almost, like, monochrome color scheme of, like, not monochrome, I guess dual chrome of, like, pink and then, like, the blonde. But her outfit is just mainly pink. I think the pants might be purple, technically, but they're meant to be black more than anything, so I don't know. And anyways, we're coming to the end of the speed paint, meaning here's the finished girl. I really like her. I really like the way she turned out. Honestly, I think she might be one of my favorite designs I've done for this video. Drawing Arg Aimsey really stumped me because we have basically no information about Arg Aimsey. They're technically somewhat of a close, like, variant of C Aimsey, but I feel like we can do a lot more than that, and I don't want to just rehash C Aimsey again, so I felt like taking it in a more, like, a different direction, kind of completely reimagining the character. First things first is I made them a pilot. I thought that'd be like a fun little detail where, you know, Guqqie is a alien. Arg Aimsey is a pilot. I thought it would be a fun little detail. It also ties in with the fact that Arg Aimsey calls all Aimsey variants Icarus, and I think Arg Aimsey being a literal pilot who got into a plane crash, it's just a fun little thing, literally fell from the sky because they got too close to the sun. So their little hat, it's kind of a fluffy hat, but it was supposed to resemble devil horns, which would make Hera a lot more like, I guess, like, evil and mean towards AU Aimsey. That's what it was meant to look like. It ended up just looking like cat ears, and I guess that's just what happens. I wanted to keep the iconic shirt, but I just did not like it. I thought about having to draw stripes for a moment, and I almost kneeled over. So they're getting a little fun sweater instead. I don't know. This is barely even Arg Aimsey anymore. This is my guy. Another detail you might see me add in a few minutes is a prosthetic leg in this weird, like, interpretation of the characters. Arg Aimsey was a pilot who got into a plane crash when they saw the UFO that Arg Guqqie would have came to Earth on, or I guess crash landed on Earth in. I feel like it gives them a little funky little thing of like, oh shit, like you're the reason I lost my leg when they find out that Guqqie's an alien. And also, it just gives them a fun little visual flair that I really wanted to give to the character, because I personally just don't really like how Arg Aimsey is just kind of a recolored version of C. Aimsey. I understand why it's done. It was a time crunch thing, and this was not supposed to go on as long as it was. I get it. At the same time, I just wanted to give this guy a little more funk, a little more variety. I wanted this guy to really be like his own silly dude. And I think I really did that. Is this recognizable as Arg Aimsey at any point? Absolutely not. This is borderline a different AU. But is this my favorite design of the video? Yeah, this is absolutely my favorite design of the whole video. I love how this silly guy turned out. I love his silly little hat, his silly little bomber jacket, the basketball shorts. Oh my god. I remember when I put those basketball shorts on him, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, dude, this is hilarious. This is peak character design. This is so funny. I'm still laughing about it now, so you can tell I'm still finding it just as funny. I don't know, I find that Arg Aimsey and Arg Guqqie are very interesting characters, but unfortunately we haven't seen much of specifically Arg Aimsey. I know that there's a comic coming out at some point made by Guqqie about these characters, and I'm really excited for that because we have not seen enough of these guys, and I want to see more. Here you might be seeing me add a few details onto their prosthetic leg, a little daisy. If you don't know, that's highly associated with Arg Aimsey, and a little gem. It's both a reference to Aimsey, ASMP Aimsey, but also because at some point on Twitter, Aimsey mentioned that Arg Aimsey likes gems and crystals and like geology. So I was like, you know what? Let's put a little crystal on their leg. Let's spice things up. As you can tell, I was running out of things to add to the character, and I wanted to add more, and I keep wanting to add more. Here you can see me kind of playing around with the colors on the sweater. I wanted to make the sweater just brown, then I was blue, then other colors, but I decided a striped brown sweater is a great homage to the original striped orange shirt, and now I realized that, wow, I didn't want to draw stripes, and I ended up drawing stripes anyways. I could have just given them the striped shirt, but no, because the orange is now in the bomber jacket, so I can't, okay? Here are the basketball shorts, and at some point you see me adding a 01 to the shirt, to the shorts, which is supposed to signify being the first variant to get killed off by Arg Guqqie. If you don't know, Arg Guqqie is kind of on a vengeful quest to kill to doom every variant of Sunship Duo. It's like a whole thing. Again, check out the Sunship Duoverse if you haven't. Oh my god, those two make such good fucking Minecraft roleplays. Holy shit. I was struggling with these shoes. I drew them and I was having so much fun, and then coloring them made me want to fly headfirst into a swamp. I hated these shoes so much. I don't want to look at them again. But here's the final guy. I really like him. This is my favorite design of the video. And let's move on to the final design. I was really stumped on who to draw last. I was looking through the replies of my initial tweet where I was asking people for ideas, and I didn't really watch any of the people who people were commenting, so I thought to ask my friend Peanut, who told me to draw Aphmau, and so I did. And I kind of hate this redesign. I don't know. I feel like the pose is off. I feel like my anatomy is kind of off, but that just comes from the fact that I was getting really tired by the time I got to this drawing. I was 3 drawings in and a bunch of failed attempts in, and I don't know. I was just tired. This does make me want to do a redesigning Aphmau characters video, because I feel like I can do a lot better, not only with Aphmau, but I feel like I just want to redesign a few of the characters who I remember watching when I was younger. I didn't actually really watch Mystreet. I watched Diaries. I stopped watching Mystreet after season 2 because I thought it was too cringe. But I know a few people who only watched Mystreet, which was kind of crazy to me because I always thought that Diaries was the more popular series, but looking on it now, it's definitely Mystreet. I don't know why I thought everyone watched Diaries. This is just like a fun little redesign. I decided to end up going with this kind of Y2K aesthetic. I don't know why. I kind of feel like it fits Aphmau as a character though, and in general, it's kind of my wheelhouse of drawing. But I don't know, something about this like redesign feels kind of almost too plain for me. I felt like I should have added more detail, should have added something more, but I have no clue what it could have been. Plus, I was just kind of tired by the time I got to this. Speaking of Aphmau's content though, I'm aware that Aphmau nowadays makes children's like farm content or whatever the hell she's doing. But back in my day, she used to make Minecraft roleplays, and those are pretty good. I can't speak on Mystreet because I stopped watching it, but Diaries was a big part of my childhood. Now, does Diaries have a plentitude of issues, and was Diaries kind of weird and fucked up? Yeah. No, definitely, but it was, you know, something that I watched when I was younger. And I feel like, you know, I ended up making a whole parody series of Diaries, so I feel like it impacted me in some sort of way. Watch Sale Archives. Watch episode 7 soon. I feel like I should talk about why I decided to do a video about, like, drawing, because I feel like I never draw on my channel. I don't know. I just wanted to try making a video about art. I've always wanted to make art type of videos, but I always hated drawing on camera in a weird way. It just always ends up with me not liking the drawing, and I finally drew some stuff I liked on camera, so maybe I could do more of these. Though I had to constrain myself to only 1 hour per design, mostly because I don't want to edit down like 3 hours of footage, and also because editing down like 3 hours of footage for each illustration would be a lot, and I'd get tired, and I probably wouldn't finish the video in time. Oh god. I feel like this design in general is a little too simplistic, but I also feel like in a weird way it works for at least Aphmau as a character. She was a very simple girl. She had like a lot going on, but like her as a person was pretty simple. I don't know. I often struggle with different body types, mostly because I use myself as a reference, and this causes me to kind of draw everyone with the same body type as me, so I'm kind of glad to be branching out to a more chubbier character than I'd usually draw. I don't know, I want to draw more body types. That's something I definitely want to work on, because I feel like I'm very standstill, and I'm built like a twig, you know? I'm built lanky, so I'm not the best reference, you know? But I want to get to a point where I can draw different people way easier. I want to make sure that I did Aphmau some sort of justice. After all, she made one of my favorite childhood series on YouTube. So I hope in your eyes you like this design. And if you don't, comment down below. And if you do, comment down below. In general, you should comment, like, and subscribe. That's right, baby. I love being a content creator. We're getting to the end of the Speedpaint, and here's the final design. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. I kinda like it, I kinda hate it. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching it all the way to the end. Feel free to let me know which MCYTs you'd like for me to draw next, and with that, I'll see you all later.